This is Chinchillalicious.
And this is Kira. I don't have a YouTube account, so yeah, I'll go by that name.
Okay, and we are going to happily bring you the readings of Twilight by Stephen
Not
Meyer.
happily. Not happily. No way. It's Twilight.
I was a former fan. Don't gotta be
Yeah,
so piggish about it.
and that's horrible. That's like the worst thing about you so far that I know of.
Then you don't know much about me. Dun dun dun.
Oh, snap.
And the lies.
What are you doing on your free time tonight?
Read Twilight, obviously.
Ugh.
Ugh. Okay, so
That
without
sounds like a
further
really bad day
ado,
to...
I think we should start this groove train.
Let's go.
Okay, Chapter 1, First Sight. Oh yeah, since these chapters are extremely long, we are going to switch off somewhere in between.
Yeah.
Let's see. My mother drove me to the airport with the windows rolled down. It was 75 degrees in Phoenix, the perfect sky.
The sky a perfect cloudless blue.
I'm not a very good reader, to be honest.
I noticed.
So, shut up.
I think we all did. Anyway, try your best. It sucks, so
I'll
yeah.
slap you! I was wearing my
Through the internet.
Shut up. I will reach through Skype and I will verbally, mentally, physically slap you.
Sure you will.
Sure.
You do other things first.
I was wearing my favorite shirt, sleeveless, white eyelet lace. I was wearing it as a farewell gesture. My carry-on item was a parka.
That's just pointless. I mean, what the hell? We don't care. What does this park have to do with anything?
Maybe the parka is some kind of life-changing item. It can be a symbol, a motif.
The vampire. It's a vampire parka.
It's a vampire parka.
It sucks your blood. It sucks your carry-on items away.
In the Olympic Peninsula of the northwest Washington state, a small town named Forks existed under a near constant cover of clouds. It rains on this inconsequential town more than any other place in the United States of America. It was from this town and its gloomy, omnipresent shade that my mother escaped with me when I was only a few months old. It was in this town that I'd been compelled to spend a month every summer until I was 14. That was the year I finally put my foot down. These past 3 summers, my dad, Charlie, vacationed with me in California for 2 weeks instead. It was in Forks that I now exiled myself, an action that I took with great horror. I detested forks. I loved
Why does she hate forks so much, man? Forks are nice. You use them to eat food. I don't understand why she hates forks.
Or maybe,
does she not like
maybe
food?
she just ran with a fork one day and forked her eye out.
That would be nice, because then we probably wouldn't be reading this about her right now.
Just because you have a forked eye doesn't mean you can't, like, write this giant fanficky...
Well, no, but like the
power.
first line would be, I have a fork stuck in my eye, and then I'd be interested.
Maybe. Well, she's a girl. She would be embarrassed about that kind of stuff.
Okay, really? Wow. Anyway,
I love
go on.
Phoenix. I love the sun and the blistering heat. I love the vigorous, sprawling city. Bella, my mom said to me, the last of 1,000 times, before I got on the plane, "You don't have to do this." My mom looks like me, except with short hair and laugh lines.
And notice, we have no idea what she looks like. She never described
Maybe
herself.
the mom has a fork in her eye. I felt a spasm of panic as I stared at her wide, childlike eyes. How could I leave my loving, erratic, harebrained mother to fend for herself? Of course, she had Phil now, so bills would get paid, there'd be food in the refrigerator, gas in her car, and someone to call her when she got lost. But still.
Wow. She's gonna have her bills paid, she's gonna have food and gas. Why do I have to leave her with all that nice stuff?
God.
Damn me. That's what she's saying.
I want to go, I lied. I'd always been a bad liar, but saying this lie so frequently lately that it sounded almost convincing now. Tell Charlie I said hi. I will. I'll see you soon, she insisted. You can come home whenever you want. I'll come right back as soon as you need me. Wait.
What?
What?
I don't know. I have no clue.
But I could see the sacrifice in her eyes behind that promise. Don't worry about me, I urged. It'll be great. I love you, Mom. She hugged me tightly for a minute, and then I got on the plane and she was gone. It's a 4-hour flight from Phoenix to Seattle, another hour in a small plane up to Port Angeles, and then an hour drive back down to Forks. Flying doesn't bother me. The hour in the car with Charlie, though, I was a little worried about. Charlie had really been fairly nice about the whole thing. He seemed genuinely pleased that I was coming to live with him for the first time with any degree of permanence. He already gotten me registered for high school and was going to help me buy a car. But it sure would be awkward with Charlie. Neither of us was what anyone would call verbose, and I didn't know what to say regardless. Do you want to say something witty here?
No, no.
If you do, we keep more watchers. If you don't, then
let's see. If you didn't, no, this is just dumb. I wouldn't call them verbose. I would call them stupid. Okay, is that good? Let's move on.
Charlie was waiting for me at the cruiser. This I was expecting too. Charlie is Police Chief Ch.1 to the good people of Forks. My primary motivation behind buying a car, despite the scarcity of my funds, was that I refused to be driven around town in a car with red and blue lights on top. Nothing slowed down traffic like a cop. Charlie gave me an awkward one-armed hug when I stumbled my way off the plane. "It's good to see you, Bells," he said, smiling as he automatically caught and steadied me. "You haven't changed much. How's Renee?"
Caught and steadied you? What? Were you falling? Were you falling off the plane? What the hell is she talking about?
So I'm guessing she's tipped.
So she stumbled out of the door and all through that little hallway into the freaking gate. All the way through.
Maybe Forks is a very rural
is that
city.
What she saw?
It has no use or knows not of gates and airports.
I think she said she was flying to Seattle.
Okay. Well, it says she went to Seattle, then she took another small tiny plane up to Port Angeles. So she just got off a small plane in a small town, or big town. Oh, whatever.
Okay then, freaking small town.
Yeah, where am I? Yeah. Oh, it's good. No, yeah. Okay. Mom's fine.
It's good to see you, Belle.
How's Renee? Mom's fine. It's good to see you too, Dad. I wasn't about to call him Charlie to his face. I had only a few bags. Most of my Arizona clothes were too permeable for Washington. My mom and I pooled our resources to supplement my winter wardrobe, but it was a little scanty. It all fit easily into the trunk of the cruiser. "I found a good car for you, real cheap," he announced when we were strapped in. What kind of car? I was suspicious in the way he said, "good car for you," as opposed to just good car.
Wow, she really thinks she's special, isn't she? Who the fuck cares what he said, for you or not? It's still for you. I mean, wow. It's pretty conceited.
What kind? Oh, well, it's a truck actually, a Chevy. Where did you find it? Do you remember Billy Black down at Le Push? Le Push is a tiny Indian reservation on the coast. This is important, eventually. Yeah, really? Oh my god, where'd it go? Okay.
No.
No.
Go on.
He used to go fishing with us during the summer. That would explain why I don't remember him. I do a good job of blocking painful, unnecessary things from the mind.
So she just called that Indian painful and unnecessary. There you have it. Go on.
"He's in a wheelchair now," Charlie continued when I didn't respond. "So he can't drive anymore, and he offered to sell me his truck cheap." What year is it? I could see from the change in expression that this was the question he was hoping I wouldn't ask. "Well, Billy's done a lot of work on the engine. It's only a few years old, really. I hope he didn't think so little of me as to believe I wouldn't give up so easily. When did he buy it?" He bought it in 1984, I think. Did he buy it new? Well, no. I think it's new in the early 60s, or late 50s at earliest, he admitted sheepishly. Dad, I don't really know anything about cars. I wouldn't be able to fix it if anything went wrong. I couldn't afford a mechanic. Really, Bella, the thing runs great. They don't build them like that anymore. The thing, I thought to myself. It had possibilities. As a nickname, at the very least.